Hello, everyone. Have you ever tried to get anything off of an internet auction? This was my first experience ever trying to do that. There was this big auction for this random guy named John Yavorsky. John Yavorsky was a collector of many camera items, like many camera items. Like this is the third auction of his, and there were just hundreds of old camera lenses, camera gear, camera bodies, in addition to just random other accoutrements. I placed a few bids on a few different things. I mean, we've got these Coca-Cola branded Bushnell binoculars. I put in a bid for 30 bucks. I also found these telescopes, antique telescopes. They're leather bound, brass, you know, I just thought they looked really cool. I just put down 23, 25 bucks or something like that for these. Not super well preserved, but they're cool. So the day of the auction rolls by and I get an email, a receipt that was way higher than I had expected. I mean, I had bid on maybe 4 or 5 things. Max, I wasn't gonna end up spending more than 100, maybe 120 bucks. So I get my receipt and it turns out what I was bidding on was not this group of items, but actually each item individually. I did not bid $30 for this collection of unique kind of low value, low interest items. I bid $30 on each one of these unique low value items. I did not bid $23 on this group of unique kind of beat up low value items. I bid $23 on each of these unique low value items. So it definitely turned into a much more expensive haul than I was expecting and much more expensive than it's worth at all. But we're here now and I'm making this video to justify this purchase. So let me show you what I got. First off, we have these really interesting little Coca-Cola Bushnell binoculars. And they have little Coca-Cola caps on them, which I just think is the most awesome thing ever. And these are actually in mint condition. I was a little curious what era these originated from. This box is copyright 1997. This one is the 1995 model, and these ones are the updated, the refreshed, if you will, 1997 model. We've got a Bushnell lifetime limited warranty, got the instructions, a little bit of box art, just to entice you further to enjoy Coca-Cola products. It's such a weird product to have in mint condition, but here we are. So like literally just opening this now and it's still wrapped in plastic. We bring it out. It's got a little pouch and the pouch is Coca-Cola branded. They smell kind of weird, but that's all right. Oh, they come with a microfiber cloth. Thank you very much. And there you go. They're actually in super good condition. Usually this rubber stuff kind of, you know, I've seen it deteriorate over time. They're actually pretty decent binoculars. Decent, solid construction. Maybe I shouldn't call them toy binoculars. It's just, I mean, they look like Coke bottles. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know who wants this, really, except for me for some reason. But it's got a little focus wheel and just, I don't know. It just makes sense. I mean, Coca-Cola bottles look like binoculars. You want to put some binoculars on your face that look like Coca-Cola bottles, then this is the product for you. I don't know, I just thought these were so cool. So apparently I'm the person who paid $30 for them each. The other thing that's really kind of cool about this though is you've got original documentation here. I mean, we've got, you know, the manual and whatever. I mean, they're binoculars. There's not a lot to learn there, but included in this, we have a invoice to Mr. John Yavorsky himself. And this poor soul paid $84. He paid $84 for each of them in 1997 money. I mean, I definitely overpaid for these, right? But this guy paid 3 times what I paid for these and then never opened them. Why does this exist? Why is this in some dead guy's auction? Why did I pay $90 for 3 of these? Just so many questions and no answers. All right, so next we have the telescopes. These are legit telescopes. Like, these are really cool. I have no idea what year they're from, but they look pretty old. And then we have this really interesting little gadget. I'm not exactly sure what this is. It's got this series of mirrors It allows you to, I think, like look at a right angle. The construction is just really cool. It's this wood grain pattern with the brass on the top and bottom. And yeah, I'm just trying to understand exactly, like right now I'm looking this way. It's also got this arrow on top, which seems to indicate that you should look this way or something. There's no moving parts. It is what it is. It has existed for as long as it has existed. I'm not sure how long that really is. And that's what you get. So putting that back in this little coffin, that leaves the telescopes. And the telescopes, bit of a mixed bag. These two, they were a little bit, they were fuzzy. Like I couldn't see anything through them, and I actually had to disassemble them and repair them, which turned out not to be that hard, and I would love to show you that more in a second. The other ones, it really sucks that I paid 23 bucks for each of these, because these are not worth it. This one would be great, but now that I know how these ones are assembled, I know that this one, it shouldn't be doing this. And basically, it doesn't have any of the glass that's in the middle that's supposed to help warp it's supposed to make it a telescope. And that glass that's supposed to be in there is also structural. It feels to me like this, yeah. At some point, some kid maybe found this, disassembled it, and then lost all the pieces, and the parent didn't know how to put it back together. And you know, it's the 1800s, everybody's stupid. Whatever's going on here with this like leather exterior, I really like it. Like, it's really pretty, and I will probably keep it. Just, but it's not a telescope. It telescopes, but it's not a telescope. This one especially, I don't know what's going on here. This is literally just aluminum tube. This one is definitely just a toy. That's all you get. And then this, I have no idea what this is. This looks like kind of a pocket telescope kind of concept here. It's got these different ranges of magnification, supposedly. There's threads in there. There was supposed to be some piece of glass in there that is clearly missing at the moment. So I can see a little bit of light come through, but that's it. I don't really even know what it was meant for, and I can't test it. I can't use it. So these guys, these three were kind of a bust, sadly. That leaves these two. This was the first one that I pulled out. At first, I looked through it and I was a little disappointed because I couldn't see any light. And that's when I realized that it had a lens cap on. Rookie mistake. Then I looked through it and I could see light, but it was extremely blurry. I was wondering if maybe there was like a focus technique, some sort of way to adjust focus by turning it. That was not having any sort of effect. Then I looked at this one. I'm a really big fan of this nice green leather exterior casing. This is really, really pretty. When I looked through this one, it was definitely the dirtiest. I could see some blurry like shapes of the light coming in from behind it, but it was mostly grime and dirt. I was realizing as I was fiddling with this that it twists apart. That comes off, this comes off. It's all of these tubes that are sized a certain way.
A series of tubes.
And as I was looking at this, inside this tube, I saw a piece of glass that was right down the center in here. And this is the one component here that doesn't really screw into anything. What it does is it just fits down inside like that. And basically what had happened was that little piece had gone way down inside, so it wasn't connected to anything. What's supposed to happen is it's supposed to be screwed into this guy. And this connection is supposed to stop it from going all the way down. And that was causing the whole thing to be out of focus. So that was an awesome little learning experience. This thing is just completely modular like this. It's just a very simple, elegant little tool. And it turns out that was the same problem with this one. So I'm not really sure how that happened, but it was the exact same thing. So all I did was take off the top, push the cartridge back up and screw it back into the glass, and then put it back together. And you have yourself a functioning telescope with which to sail the high seas. And what's What's so cool about this is that the focus is simply a matter of just the most minute adjustment of this length, which, as someone who's into lenses and cameras, I should have understood that from the outset, but here I was used to my twisting lenses, thinking, oh, it must be a twisty thing. When in reality, even the twisting lens, it's a clever mechanism in order to do the same thing, just create more length. Just a very interesting learning experience. And both of these now are perfectly functional little tools that can be used for spying on your neighbors. So that is the spoils. That is the tour of all the things that I wasted a lot of money on. I hope you enjoyed this little look at my foray into auctioning, into auction stuff, auction items. Auctions, using an auction, doing auction things. Yeah, thanks for watching.